Deconverted man here. Yes, people are still crazy. No, not insane, but believing in things that are just crazy. Yet they believe in it. And then they will back up that belief with some of the most absurd things you could think of. Because there isn't actual evidence to back it up. So, I mean, of course, you would cite absurd things, but these beliefs stem from the Bible, in this case, but they can stem from anything. People believed in giants, and giants appear in mythology around the world. The idea of a giant is one that we have had for quite some time. The tallest person on record so far, at least according to Guinness, it had been 8 feet 11.1 inches tall. So that's pretty big. His name was Robert Wallow, and he got that tall because there was a something pressing against the gland in the brain that makes you grow. And this is usually why people get so tall. Another one that I found was Bayo Xin, um, who is what was he? He's 7 feet 9 inches tall. So I don't think you could get maybe you could get an 8 foot tall human, but they're probably not going to last that long. Robert didn't live that long. He only lived, I think he was age of 22 or so, because of blood problems with his legs, and the other guys had health problems. So when you're that tall, I should say, your heart has to work really, really hard to get all that blood around. You're just not built to be that big. Our bodies just aren't built to get much taller. So could it be possible? Maybe, but the farther back you go, the less likely I think it would be because of human health and ages that we would live to in the past were far less than modern day. If you go back far enough, people were living what to 30s or 40s or something like that. So it's not that if they were going to get tall, they'd have to get tall really quickly, and that would be they'd probably die before they could get to any decent height. But of course, people believe in giants, and of course, giants are in the Bible. Well, kind of. So the Nephilim. Oh, good, the Nephilim. Oh, yay, because why not? So the Genesis 6 1 through 4 and then Numbers 13:33 has Nephilim as giants because they translated it badly. I guess I don't know. So what is it? What is it supposed to be? Is the height given in the Bible? Why would you think that the Bible is true in the first place? So the term means like fallen ones, but of course we're not just translated to fallen ones. But, and then of course in Egypt there was ancient writings that talked about great giants in the book of Enoch, and those giants are described as being nearly a mile tall. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. You couldn't get that big as a person. It's not happening. Uh, you collapse in on your own weight. You wouldn't survive. You couldn't get that tall. Even if you were lying down all the time, it wouldn't work. So 8 feet, probably the biggest humans could actually be, but it hasn't. Uh, no one's reached that. Let's see. 8 feet is the tallest. Probably. I don't think you could hit 9 feet. I mean, maybe, but it would be, if, again, the health problems would be insane. Um, 8 feet's the tallest we know for sure. So why bring any of this up? Who cares? Why? People believe in giants. Yes, people still believe in giants. And this guy pulled a number, I think, from his rear end to say that uh, giant bones have been found all over the earth, which is not true. At least not for humans. Then he says, "What does giants mean? There were giants in the Bible known as the Nephilim, which were said to be between 10 and 15 feet tall. Where does it say that in the Bible? It doesn't. But even if it did, again, 10 feet, I don't think so. I think anybody that big would not survive, very long. This guy, the 8 foot tall guy, he died when he was 22. If lifespan was around 30, maybe if in the Bible times, I suppose you could live long enough to get that big, but you're talking you'd have to live long enough to get to 10 feet. So those 2 extra feet, where's that gonna, how's that gonna happen? And then 15 feet, that's just no. You would collapse in on yourself. Your bones couldn't support you. You wouldn't be able to move around, and it'd be severe health problems. So you wouldn't be, there wouldn't be a lot of them. There'd be very few. There have been zero giant bones found from humans ever. Period. End of story. In terms of giant as this tall. But yes, there's been plenty of fraudulent reports about it, and uh, he then lies about soldiers in Afghanistan seeing a humanoid that's extremely big. Uh, yeah, no, they didn't. No citation. I think you're just completely making that up. So that's why I say it's a lie. The governments are trying to best hide it. Yeah, of course, the government's trying to hide it so people won't question evolution. Even being tall, that wouldn't negate evolution at all. At not even a little. It would negate what square cube law, maybe. I don't know. It would throw into question some biology, perhaps, but no, it wouldn't negate evolution even a little bit. And so you're just making things up. But the video this guy linked, even even funnier than this insane post itself to some degree. But this was all this guy's evidence, quote unquote, not enough quotes, that of archaeological evidence to support the Bible, right? The ruins of Sodom and Gomorrah, which we've not found. Actually, let me correct that. They have found Sodom and Gomorrah at least 3 times by different people. So that kind of puts a little bit of a problem for me in believing that Sodom and Gomorrah has actually been located. No, they found it. Oh, then they found it again, and then they found it somewhere else. And of course, they found sulfur has been hit by meteors from outer space, and that lines up with the Bible. Oh, really? Yeah. Who went there to confirm that? Oh, was it somebody from the church? Oh, that's interesting. Was an actual archaeologist. Okay. And so pretty much every time that something like that's been quote found quote, it's absolute nothing. The video he links to this is some pastor talking about it. So somebody not qualified, not an archaeologist, find, not an archaeologist, not some peer reviewed paper talking about where this is located, where you can find it, how they identified it. Nothing. Just, this guy, some pastor that talks to people and convinces them of the BS that he believes, and they want to believe it, so they've go, yeah, yeah, sure, giants, whatever, Sodom and Gomorrah, sure. And he updated the video about Sodom and Gomorrah with new information, talking about the end of the world because I mean, of course, you have to have the end of the world. I mean, yeah, why wouldn't you talk about the end of the world? Um, if you're gonna, you know, talk about nonsense, you might as well throw in um, examples of coming judgment. Abraham, it's like no, it's not the doomsday. Well, at least it was recent, so uh, I mean, I guess I can't make fun of that. We missed the apocalypse again. So no, the ruins haven't been found, at least not that I can confirm, and certainly the video he links here doesn't confirm it. Yeah, it's very interesting. Link me a video, not like again an archaeological paper or two that are by actual archaeology people. Now here's a video. Uh, so let's go to the video here. I just thought this was hilarious. The video he linked uh, that supports his idea of giants actually doesn't. So this guy in front of a green screen, uh, who isn't anybody, just talks about the times that they found giant remains. Okay, here's a picture, but this is fake. This isn't. This isn't. This is completely uh, fraudulent picture of that. So is that. That's also fake. That's fake. This has been photoshopped. Even in the video itself, he says this picture was photoshopped. This is completely fake and was photo. So yeah, so see the real thing on the right, fake thing on the left. So it's just Photoshop. This is some news reporting, newspaper. It has absolutely nothing to verify that it ever happened. Don't We have absolutely no citations at all on this. I downvoted this because it's just he's saying, well, look at how many times it's been reported, and then he says, what do you think? Well, it's been reported. Has it ever been confirmed at all by anybody ever? So every single time uh, that, of course, by some, crap paper, it's not that, completely fake. Every time it's been shown to be false. Every single time. Every single time. And then he says, why are they not in museums? Oh, because people think that, there's a conspiracy to keep them out of museums. Yeah, no. They're not in museums because they're not real. Because there are no giants like this. It just doesn't happen for humans. It just that doesn't. It's just not a thing. So here's a bio guy. Here's this guy, pretty big guy. Next to he meets the smallest man in the world. So yeah, pretty big, pretty small. I mean, that's cool. Um, and so it happens, but it's rare. The tallest man ever known, Robert Waldo, whatever, however you say it. So that's you know, again, you've got let's see, um, 8 feet tall. So pretty. That's still big. He's trying to get into a car here. So yeah, you're still big, but um, if somebody like that lived in ancient days at all, they would have had severe health problems, of course. But they might have been considered a giant because people were smaller back then. So that's also another thing that, unless they had something happen with their growth plan, that I just don't see it happening. But if somebody was pretty big, uh, they might have been called a giant. But it's more likely that giant is just a myth sort of thing. And of course, the translation of the Bible, where from fallen ones to giants, is, well, duh, that's just not the right translation. So you don't even know your Bible to know what the Bible actually says about the Nephilim, because you don't care about the actual history of it. You just want to believe that there was once giants. Because sure, why not? Um, the There are zero citations in every single one of these videos that he linked me to, and of course he says evolution is false. He thinks that there's this one article that he linked that supposedly something about dating or whatever. Oh, they figured that was wrong. That means the whole thing's false. No, no. No. So how do people get to this insane conclusion? Because they're trying to protect the belief that they hold. So they will find things that they think support the thing that they believe in, and sometimes they won't even look at it. Like the video he sent me about the Giants, that doesn't prove anything. Anybody with any sense would know that. It proved nothing. But I don't know if he watched it. I doubt. Or maybe he watched it. It was like, oh yeah, yeah, see, the Giants were found. No, they weren't found. That's the problem. It was reported. That's nothing. Somebody said, oh yeah, I found a giant. Especially, with the older papers. Uh, and no, nobody's covering it up, and that's just nonsense because somebody somewhere would blow the whistle, especially in today's day and age with all the different technology out there. It would have been out, we would have known about it by now. So now there are no giants, and yet this is a belief. But then again, I mean, why not? The Bible has Adam living to 900 plus years old. Has other characters living up to 700, all sorts of ages. 900, almost nobody gets to 1,000. 900, I think, was the oldest, but the 777 years old. Woo, the magic number, yay! And all this is like, yeah, sure, why not? I mean, people don't live that long, but okay, yeah, sure. So, you know, if you're gonna believe in that stuff, uh, you know, it's not really that surprising to see people still believe in giants, even though that's not what the Bible says in the first place. So, oh well, but why bother looking through the actual history of the book that you think is the most important book in the world? I mean, why would you bother doing that? Just believe it as written in English and forget about the fact that it's been translated however many times. Anyways, that's it. That's all I got. Bye. Bye. Giants. Wee. People. Just stop.